The night was dark and the air was cool. The whole city had a feeling of damp clinging to it, enough to make a man sick. Work was hard to come by, and I was sick and tired of twiddling my thumbs.
Somebody here to see you.
Someone I know?
No, but you'll want to see him.
Why's that?
He's got money. Lots of it.
In with him, darling.
Mr. Ellis will see you now.
Pick up any dictionary worth a penny, flip to S for slime, and you'll see a picture of this guy.
Mr. Ellis, I presume...
The one and only. Take a seat.
Mr. Ellis, my name is Nicholas Castro. I represent a certain client who would like to request your services.
Well, I live to serve. What sort of work are we talking about?
My client fancies himself something of an art collector. As of late, he has taken a certain interest in pieces of an extreme rarity. He would like you to retrieve one such piece.
Retrieve it from where?
The piece in question is a small statue, about 6 inches in height, which is currently located in a facility downtown.
Look, bud, I'm no thief.
Oh, Mr. Ellis, you misunderstand me. I am not asking you to commit any sort of crime, Mr. Ellis. Indeed, the item's current owners could hardly be considered upstanding citizens. They are thoroughly unwholesome people, members of a certain religious cult. I would normally handle the situation myself, but the members and I, well, suffice to say, they would recognize me.
I see. Tell me, just who is this art collector that I'm working for?
My client wishes to remain anonymous, but I guarantee you, Mr. Ellis, he is willing to pay. He's willing to offer you the sum of $25,000 for the item's retrieval. Plus, he is willing to cover any expenses or damages that might be incurred.
I want you to wait here. If I'm not back in 15 minutes, go back home.
I'm coming in with you.
Don't even think about it. I've heard of these fellas before. They don't take kindly to strangers, especially not women.
What business do you have here?
I, came to pray.
This site is restricted to Brothers of the Order. Leave.
No, I'm one of those. A brother.
No, you are not.
No, I am. I would have the robes, but my wife mixed up the laundry and they turned all red. I need to get new ones. Do you know who to talk to about that?
Leave now.
Will do. Just one more thing.
Hey!
I couldn't even begin to wrap my head around what I had seen that night, let alone try to explain it. When I looked at that statue, though, I got the distinct feeling that something was looking back. Call me stupid, but I wanted to find out who.
How you feeling?
Better. You find anything?
Not much. There was a similar statue found in New Orleans a while back, but it's been missing for a while now. And something about an archaeological conference back in '08. But that's about it.
Huh.
So what's the plan?
I've never had much to my name. A high school education, an apartment with a view, and a handful of common sense. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that when you're in too deep, the only way out is to dig deeper. Right. I understand. You can do whatever you want with him, as long as the girl and I leave unharmed. Come in.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting, Mr. Ellis. The transportation system in this city is incomprehensible to me. Do you have the item?
Look here, bud, I'm not a big fan of being torn limb from limb. You want the statue? You're gonna have to pay a lot more.
I'm afraid that's not possible, Mr. Ellis. The price which we agreed upon is the maximum which my
Then
client...
the deal's off.
You'll please hand over the item, Mr. Ellis. I do not wish to make this transaction any more complicated than it already has been.
Right. Well, I think I'd like to meet who I've been working for.
What is the meaning of all this?
I was assaulted.
No. You be quiet, you idiot.
I take it you're the one pulling the strings here?
Indeed. And you must be Mr. Ellis. I'll have you know that I do not take kindly to this sort of interruption, and I will not hesitate to have you thrown out by force.
Give him the gun. Show of goodwill. Shouldn't let your boy here go running around with one of those things anyway. Liable to hurt himself.
What an extraordinary fellow you are. All right. Come on in. Have a seat. Now, I take it you have the piece I requested.
Right here. But first I'd like some answers.
I assume you ran into the statue's previous owners.
Yeah. Some real Class A fellas.
Indeed. The cult of Cthulhu, as they are called, have chapters in every country on this earth. Nasty business. Cannibalism, human sacrifice, immolation, all done in the name of their great god Cthulhu, who lives at the bottom of the ocean.
Do you really expect us to believe that?
It's all the truth.
So what's the statue?
The statue is an idol, a piece of worship that the worshippers believe can channel their thoughts and feed them to the god in his sleep. Now, a few such idols have been located. One made by a madman artist in Rhode Island. The other, much older, is still in custody of the New Orleans police. It is all detailed here in these papers.
The most merciful thing in the world, I think, is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents. Looks a little dense. Mind summarizing?
The statue you hold was in possession of a sailor who, before his untimely demise, claimed that he had stood upon the shores of R'lyeh, the sunken island of Cthulhu. Now, after his death, the statue was quickly snatched up by a museum, and only 2 years had passed when it was mysteriously stolen. I have spent 7 years looking for this idol, and now you will hand it over.
But why do you want it? You said this thing feeds people's thoughts to the big monster man, right? I can't imagine that being particularly healthy.
What are you implying?
Well, I saw what it did to the fellas in the robes. What's it gonna do to you?
Stop wasting my time, you fool, and hand it over!
No, 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 you fool!
All these years, lifetimes of waiting.
You fat idiot! I told you a million times to not look at it!
What the hell is going on?
Fat, stupid idiot!
What just happened?
Mr. Ellis, I do not have the patience of my former employer. I recommend that you and your assistant
Vacate the premises quickly.
Very well. It can't do much harm now, can it? Mr. Ellis, I'm sure you are aware of Charles Acker. He was, in his time, the undisputed king criminal of this city.
Charles Acker died 20 years ago. I remember reading about it.
Yes, this is true. He was shot and pushed into a river.
But Mr. Ellis, the threshold between the living and the dead is not as definite as you might think, and, well, strange eons and all that. The statue is but one of the many psychic instruments in this world, and with their help I could feed Acker's profane curiosities while dulling his senses.
With this, we could have reclaimed his criminal empire, but the fool's mind was too polluted. Idiot! Now, Mr. Ellis, you will let me leave.
I don't think so. I think you'll come with me back to the station where we'll have a chat with the boys in blue.
It would seem, Mr. Ellis, that your assistant has an unhealthy dependency on these firearms. She is, as you said, liable to get herself hurt. Now, you will let me leave with the statue. There are, I think, other uses for it.
Don't do it!
What?
No, no, get back. Get back, no, it's not fair. No, I'm so sorry, no, please, no, it wasn't me, I'm so sorry, please. No, don't do this, don't do this.
Cthulhu, verdagen, van R'lyeh, R'lyeh. 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 Cthulhu, verdagen.
I was ready to wash my hands of the whole affair, but I've always had this morbid curiosity about me. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop wondering about just what I had seen.
Find anything in there?
Could hardly make heads or tails of it.
Well, maybe it's just as Thurston said. Maybe we're better off not knowing.
I don't know about that.
The statue, though, what do you suppose it really was?
I don't know. The stuff nightmares are made of.